Reverend Orville Swanson is one of the most overlooked members of the Linde gang, yet his story quietly mirrors the entire rise and fall of Dutch's dream. When players first meet him, he's a washed-up priest, drunk and stumbling through a train station, far from the image of a man of God. But when you look deeper, Swanson's journey is one of the most subtle and symbolic character arcs in Red Dead Redemption 2. Before joining Dutch's gang, Swanson was an ordained minister. But something happened, something that shattered his faith and his sense of purpose. The game never tells us exactly what it was, but his self-destructive habits and constant guilt suggest he may have failed his congregation in a major way. By the time he meets Dutch, he's desperate. Not for salvation, but for belonging. Dutch's talk of freedom and family gives him something to believe in again, even if it's built on lies. What's interesting is how Swanson's faith slowly returns as Dutch's collapses. When the gang starts to fracture, Swanson begins sobering up, praying again, and trying to help others find peace. There's a brilliant bit of storytelling there. The man who lost his faith is slowly finding it again, while the man who thought he was a prophet of freedom is losing his soul. Swanson's presence in the story also shows how Dutch's gang wasn't just built on money and guns. It was built on belief. Every member believed in something, whether it was loyalty, love, or revenge. For Swanson, that belief turned into a second chance at redemption. For Dutch, it became obsession. One of Swanson's most important moments comes when Arthur starts questioning everything. When Arthur's illness begins to take over, Swanson is one of the only gang members who treats him with genuine kindness. Not pity, not fear, just compassion. And when Arthur says he wants to be a better man before it's too late, Swanson listens. He even quotes scripture to him in the camp. "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled." It's a quiet moment, but it shows how Swanson becomes a moral compass when everyone else has lost theirs. After the gang collapses, Swanson's fate is one of the few that ends peacefully. Players who explore the epilogue can find a newspaper article about him. He's gone sober, moved to New York, and started preaching again. That little detail is easy to miss, but it means everything. In a world where nearly every character dies or loses themselves, Swanson actually finds redemption. What's fascinating is that his survival isn't just luck, it's symbolic. Reverend Swanson represents the small flicker of faith that survives even when everything else burns down. Dutch's philosophy failed. The gang's loyalty failed. But belief, the quiet, personal kind, endures. In a game where sin, guilt, and forgiveness are constant themes, Reverend Swanson is proof that redemption doesn't have to come through gunfire or sacrifice. Sometimes it comes from simply standing up again, trying to live right, and forgiving yourself. He's not a hero,